Story time on how my fiance was having a 2-year affair with my mother while I make slime. This is not my story. It was sent in by a fan. Like always, I cannot tell y'all if these stories are real or not. These were sent in by supporters. Y'all already know. Get your monies right and what? Let it drain. Julie is 25 and her fiance was 27. Come on. There we go. They have been together for about, oh my gosh, 4 years. Julie's fiance really wanted to get to know her family, but Julie was reluctant on that because her mother would quite literally push away every boyfriend that she had. She had never gotten along with her previous boyfriend, so Julie was trying to keep this one away from her mother as long as she could. But 2.5 years into their relationship, honey, Julie ends up folding. So it's time for him to meet the mother, and at this point, her heart is pumping. She is scared. But surprisingly, her mother and her fiance get along pretty well. She is so happy. She's ecstatic. She's like, yes, period, finally, I found the one. Little does she know. Fast forward 3 years into their relationship, he ends up proposing. He pops the question, your girl is happy, okay? And around this time is where she also finds out that she is pregnant. I don't have enough activators, so my slime isn't activating. So we're gonna add some of this slime to this because oopsies. Anyways, she's so happy. She ends up telling him like, hey, like we're pregnant, and he's happy and everything's going good. They tell the mom, and the mom is the best thing you could ever expect. Like the mom is on that. She's helping with the nursery, cake tasting, wedding dresses. Like she's on that. She's paying for the baby shower. She's paying for everything. Let's get to the juicy stuff. Fast forwarding 6 months later, she is now 6 to 7 months pregnant. Now, y'all, Julie is at work, right? And her stomach just starts hurting like crazy. Like, she has to throw up everything. And this is where she comes to the conclusion that she has food poisoning. She's like, yeah, it's time for me to go home. I'm 6 months pregnant. Like, I need a rest, and I do not feel okay. She drives home as sick as she wants to be, child. Now, when she get home, it dawns on her that she does not have her house key, y'all. She left it with her husband. And she's already not expecting her husband to be there because he works late night shifts. And the only person who has, like, the spare key is her mother. She's calling her mom, but her mom's not picking up. And this is where she results to calling her husband. He doesn't pick up. So she's like, okay, whatever. I'm going to go back to sit in the car. She's sitting in the car, and she's trying to, like, take her mind off of the sickness that she's feeling. And she's been in her car for like 30 minutes. And this is where she realizes, oh wait, there is another key that is underneath like this plant pot. I don't know. Now, as she's thinking about the key, y'all, she sees her husband's car like parked all the way down the street. And she's like, he's not supposed to be home. You know what the crap? So she starts to walk up to the door, and she's knocking on the door. Nobody's answering the door. At this point, she's been outside for like an hour. No one's answering the door. She sees her husband's car. There's no way he could be at work when his car is right here. And then that's when she notices like the living room like curtains moving. So she goes over there and she sees her mother's purse sitting on like a side table. Now, she's not thinking that her husband and her mama is in there getting it on. She's just thinking, oh, maybe they're planning something for me. Like, you know, my wedding is literally in 2 days. Like, I give birth in a couple of months. Like, maybe they're just planning something cute for me. So remember about that key that she thought about. She's like, like, you know, I'm going to go in there and eavesdrop. So she gets the key. She opens the door. She's already not feeling good. So she has no choice but to go into the house anyways. And when she gets into the house is quiet. Like, shh, like you can hear a pin drop. Up until you start hearing giggling, laughter, happiness coming from her bedroom. I couldn't make this up. Her bedroom. She walks up to the bedroom, and this is where she sees her mother in her birthday suit and her fiance half undressed. Now, she ain't say nothing, but when they seen her, her mother turned pale, and so did her fiance. But as soon as she seen what she seen, she immediately turned around, did a full 360, and ran as fast as she could outside of the door. She makes it to her car, and she just drives and drives and cries and drives. And so she's like, okay, I just need to go to my aunt's house. So she drives to her aunt's house. She does not tell anybody what's going on. And for the next couple of days, she does not sleep. She doesn't sleep for 3 days straight, y'all. 3 days. So keep in mind, y'all, the third day where she's finally like, let me turn on her phone, is her wedding day. So she found out 2 days prior that her fiance was messing with her mother while she was 6 months pregnant, 2 days before her wedding day. So she turns back on her phone, and this is where she sees like several missed calls, several thousands of texts, thousands of everything. Now, one of his voice messages to her was like, oh, you're pregnant, you don't need to be disappearing on me, you don't need to punish me, you don't need to use our baby as some form of punishment. What? At this point, she's explained to her aunt everything that's gone down, and she just like begs her aunt not to tell like her mother where she's at, and her aunt obviously like is like, yeah, like I got you, this is crazy. So mind you, she goes like literally days, like weeks on end, just sitting in the house all day because she does not want to be bothered by her mother or her ex-fiance at this point. And like they're trying to get in contact with her, but she's just like, no. Her ex-fiance shows up at her job trying to get her new address. He also tries to like convince their mutual friends that she was the issue and he wasn't, which they obviously didn't believe because she has like all the proof and he doesn't. At this point, it's like she's like 8 months pregnant, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna be with you only to discuss how we're gonna raise our child because I am not getting back together with you. So when she meets up with him, she does not want to hear his bull crap. She does not want to hear his excuses, his sorry. She don't want to hear none of that. She's just trying to do what's best for the well-being of their child, okay? And he's not trying to hear that. He does not want to co-parent. He does not want to go to court. He doesn't want to do any of that. He wants her back, and he wants to raise the baby together. So I also forgot to add, before they started talking about like the whole custody thing, she told him like, if we're gonna do this, like you need to tell me where this started, like how long have you and my mother been going at this? And he goes on to say that they had been doing it since they met. So 2 years into their relationship, they had been having this affair since the mother and the guy met, y'all. And at this point, it had been 2 years. So they've been doing this for 2 years. At this point, she was completely disgusted by him, and she's just like, okay, like if you don't want to do the whole co-parenting thing, we're just gonna go to court. And she leaves the conversation at that. Now, as for the mother, because this video is getting kind of long, the mother literally tried to contact her, went on Facebook, like just did every mom thing in the book, and she just wasn't going for it. She blocked her mother on everything, and yeah, that's that. That's the mother's update. She never had a sit-down conversation, as she should, because I wish my mama would. Now she's currently living happily with her 2-year-old, and she has been co-parenting with him. They never went to court, my bad. I feel so bad for her because like, imagine all that stress she had while like trying to actively grow a baby. Like, ooh. Make time with me while I talk about things that irritate me. Yeah. Y'all already know, get your money's worth in what? Let it drain. Don't mind this itty bitty slime that I have, but number one is literally influencer city. I just don't like the whole entire idea of being in a house with a bunch of people who basically are being passed around like a blunt. And I feel bad because a lot of the girls just have no self-respect, and a lot of the guys just don't care. Don't jump me though. Words like read and read absolutely freaking annoy me. Because it's just like, why? Like, why? For those of you who are OGs, y'all would know that I have a bad fear for sewer drains. It's just, it piques my anxiety. It's just like every single time I walk across like a sewer drain, I just imagine myself dropping all of the things that are important to me in that said drain and then having to call the city and then pay a fine for it. Like, no. It's just trauma, okay? I literally need to get some more activator because this is just not activating. I just be adding like little bits of pieces of like my old slimes into this so it can like activate. People who prefer orange juice over apple juice, like it just irritates me because ew, like I can tolerate orange juice, but like apple juice is the goat. Like, I don't know. People who are rude and not humble, like I don't know, people who are just like extremely rude for no reason to anybody, it's just like ew. Like, I don't even want to be around you because why did you just act like that? I don't care what y'all say. If I see a video of somebody about to tear down a freaking beehive and then out of nowhere someone's like, so this is why you do, I don't care. Play the video. Go back to the video that I was previously watching. I did not consent to watch you talk about nothing. I want to see the beehive get destroyed. People who go out of their way to like bully actors and actresses for a role, like people who do that, like it just irritates me because like that's how you know they did their job. 20 versus 1 content, like I don't care what y'all say, 20v1s are just so disgusting because it's like all these girls are just lined up in a line basically getting like disrespected just to boost this guy's ego. No. People who are racist yeah. And I feel like that's just really self-explanatory. Yeah. Male-centered women are just like the scariest women to me because it's like they will truly put you in the worst situations all to get attention by one guy. By the way, it's like 2 a.m. while I'm filming this, video. But yeah, those are like some things that I hate that I can think of. Like, what? That I can think of, like, at the top of my head. Freestyling, for real. Okay, bye.